It was a who's who gathering of Atlanta's Black Mecca, a sold-out gala of 700 Atlanta business, political, and civil rights leaders to salute Reverend C.T. Vivian's 95th birthday and to honor his distinguished civil rights legacy. In an exclusive interview, I asked Dr. Vivian his thoughts about today's civil rights movement.
Oh, it's worth a lifetime. The whole thing. I mean, is that I'm just thankful to be even one part of the civil rights movement. We had waited for it. I was here so long ago that I appreciate the fact that we
Finally, they say you're the quintessential civil rights leader of our time. That takes in a lot of folks.
Yeah,
what do you say?
Well, I say it makes good copy.
Dr. Vivian and Ambassador Andrew Young are friends, former SCLC co-workers with Martin Luther King Jr., and two of Atlanta's 5 Medal of Freedom winners.
Well, let me tell you something. We think of the civil rights movement starting in 1955 with Dr. King and Rosa Parks.
Yes.
C.T. Vivian was leading sit-ins in Peoria, Illinois in 1947. See? And he is on the Freedom Rides. He trained Diane Nash and John Lewis and James Bevel. He and Jim Lawson organized that group that started the Nashville sit-in movement. And when Dr. King was called into Birmingham, we had almost no staff. There were just about 5 or 6 of us. And he said, we got to get some people who can help us with Birmingham. Birmingham is, well, there were 300,000 people there. And so we got CT to come down and join SCLC in '63 in Birmingham. And then he took over the director of all of our affiliates. And so he was all over the country organizing, training, and giving inspiration. He's one of the best preachers I've ever heard, and that includes Martin Luther King, Ralph Abernathy, and anybody else.
You too?
Oh, I'm not in that class. But he's one of the people I envy, because he used to come home and go by Morris Brown when he was 70, 75, and run up and down the stadium steps. And that's why he's in such good shape. That's why I got a scooter. I didn't do that.
SCLC board chairman Bernard Lafayette shared these reflective sentiments of Vivian, who is warmly called the Quiet Warrior.
C.T. Vivian meant something very special to me. Our birthdays are one day apart. Mine was yesterday, the 29th. And it seems like we have something in common. And the most striking thing I remember was a speech he made in Chicago. He said, what kind of people do they think we are? And that was his repetition. And he tore it up. This was in Chicago.
Here in the city of Atlanta over the years, you always hear about Jesse Hill, and you hear about Herman Russell, you hear about Andy Young and John. C.T. was always, he never was jealous of anybody. He knew his role. He never told you who he was. And I think that's the strength of a C.T. Vivian that we all gain from him.
Atlanta City Council President Felicia says today's leaders must pay homage to Dr. Vivian and others of his era.
Well, first of all, we have to pay homage to those who came before us. They have made Atlanta what it is and given me the ability as someone who's come to Atlanta to be able to enjoy the Black Mecca and to prosper in this great city. So I had to come and pay homage to him. C.T. C.T. Vivian is an institution here in the city of Atlanta and across the world, for the matter of fact. So for the new leadership and people that are coming before us, we always need to make sure that we're touching base with our roots, because it gives us context on where we need to go.
C.T. Vivian was a shining light, a likable pioneer in the civil rights movement. But Ambassador Andrew Young reminds us that Vivian was also a premier, primetime pulpit preacher who was much better than Martin Luther King Jr., he says, much better than Ralph David Abernathy, he says, and much, much better than me, he says. I'm Maynard Eaton reporting.